everyone, my name is Kriti Sen and I have tried to replicate the
Little
Bengali
louder.
bhog platter today. I am a vegetarian and I look like a living paradox to everyone because I am a Bengali and I am a vegetarian, but I wanted to bring it out with the help of the platform that Indian cuisine, especially Bengali cuisine, is much more than fish and meat that people think, and there is a lot to eat and that can be healthy as well. For example, in my bhaja I have not used salt, I have just sprinkled some on top. That is what we do at our homes as well, and where I cook the bhog as well in my community, because there are a lot of people who have diabetes and who have high pressure, so it's up to them if they want to sprinkle that salt onto them. So this is basically an evolution of prasad that I have tried. This is a traditional prasad with a little take on it. For example, this is a saltless version of the thing and I have sprinkled some salt on it. This is a traditional aloo dum recipe. This is a Niramish aloo dum. I would also like to mention that my entire menu does not have any onion or garlic because
What is this aloo dum you mentioned? What specific?
Niramish aloo dum.
Niramish.
Niramish means that it does not have any amish, that is non-vegetarian category. Niramish means vegetarian. Niramish translates to vegetarian. So this is basically served to Ma Durga and especially to Ma Lokhi, Ma Lakshmi, because Durga Puja is followed by Lakshmi Puja. So what is essentially served in Lakshmi Puja is luchi, aloo dum and suji ka halwa. That is something that Ma Lakshmi likes a lot. And this is a labra. Labra is basically, labra evolved from the Navadvip area. It was basically started by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So labra is if you look at it, it's a very simple dish. It's just you take all the ingredients, add some salt, add some sugar, add some turmeric and fry all the vegetables. That is all about labra. So labra is basically a dish of anybody who could not afford anything and was someone who was following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked his followers or people who could give him food to serve him labra along with the pan pata, that is a betel leaf. So that is the story of labra. So if you go to the Navadvip Durga Bari or the Navadvip Pujo Bari nowadays, Navadvip is somewhere where you can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's chap of hand and legs as well. So that is where this originated. This is the labra. Now we have our luchi. So luchi and aloo dum, if you look at it in a modern way, is a very popular breakfast choice and has been traditionally served to Ma Durga as well. So luchi was actually, luchi has a Portuguese influence because maida was not there in Bengal to begin with. It was bought by the Portuguese in Bengal. So that is how refined flour came, and it became the food for widows, because in Bengal you know that there was sati pratha and everything, so they had to wear white all the time or the ghiye color. So luchi used to be white or a ghiye, that is a yellowish tint of it, because that is what would happen to sari when they would go out. So the only color acceptable to widows were white and the ghiye color, that is an offshoot of white. So that is somehow something I have tried to replicate through my luchi, what the widows used to eat. And other than that, this is a chutney. Chutney is a sweet dish and it is served at the end of the meal. So my chutney comprises of tomato and dates, and I've topped it with kishmish and kaju. And this is an aam panna ka sharbat, but not exactly aam panna. This is aam poda. So aam poda is basically, I have toasted the entire raw mango on a tawa. I have crushed it and I have added some sugar, salt, and I have topped it with bhaja masala. This is a bhaja masala. Bhaja masala is only we call it Bengali, it is called bhaja mosla, and it is a speciality of Bengal only. So basically what we do is what the khade masala that we have here, the cumin seeds, coriander seeds and some clove, tej patta and red chilies and the darchini. We paste them all together. First we roast them, then we let it cool a bit, and then we roast it all together, and it can be used to top khichdi, it can be used to top aloo dum. It is even used in fuchka. If you want to smell the bhaja, I have the masala with me. So if you go to Bengal and try the traditional fuchka, that is, so the masala that you will see, that is the bhaja masala. So bhaja masala is not exactly a variation of garam masala, I would say, but an offshoot in a way, so that people can understand. And this is a pash. It looks a lot like payash, but this is called pash. So pash is basically was used to serve to Ma Durga in the Jagat Janani Durga Bari, which was done by the Sahus of West Bengal. So it is in the north part of Kolkata. So when you go to West Bengal to Sahu Bari, so there they worship Jagat Janani Ma, that is a form of Durga Thakur. So in this version of payas, what we extra add is narkel, that is coconut, to ensure that, and condensed milk to ensure that it becomes of thick consistency. So it is not watery like payesh or kheer. It has become like a cake. So that is what something they used to give to Ma, which had a coconutty consistency to it. Because if you go to any bhog bari, you will see that they top everything with coconut to add that zesty kind of thing. And then this aam panna ka shorbat, as I would like to say that the Mughals brought it to Bengal because they had this Persian influence where they used to like sharbats, where they would crush ice and add fruits and everything. So they used to think that our mangoes are sweeter than the mangoes that they used to have back in their place. So basically what they did was, when they started finding green mangoes, they could not understand what to do with it because it is hard to begin with. So that is when they started toasting it to ensure that it became of pulpy consistency, and then they melted the pulp, added some crushed ice to it, some sugar, some salt, and that is what it was, and was topped with bhaja masala. You can also top it with chaat masala. There are a lot of variations. This is a very popular drink for summers because Bengal has a very humid climate, so you tend to get very tired easily. So yeah, it hydrates you a lot, and it's very refreshing. It is sour and tangy. So a lot of people feel nauseated in the warmth of the humid conditions. So this makes you feel rejuvenated. And this is what we call Mukh Shuddhi, or the mouth freshener, or that you use at the end of your meal. So this is Mohri, and this is basically cutting mishri. That basically it is like a mouth freshener. You put it in your mouth to get rid of all the to neutralize the entire palate or entire spice that you have, because there will be a milieu of flavors in your mouth, right? So when a lot of food might have onion in it, it might have raw onion as well, so that might smell. So this ensures that there is no smell left in your mouth, and it gives a good aftertaste to your mouth. And this is called Batasha. This is the traditional prasad that we serve to Ma Durga, or any god that you go in any Bengali household. You will see this is made out of gur. We stir the gur and we freeze it for some time, and this becomes it. And this is called murki. This is basically khoi and gur we have mixed together and prepared this. This is a sweet version of khoi. That is some khoi. It is a version of muri. Puffed rice. So along with that we have added some sweet, that is gur.
Called as kheel. In UP it is called as kheel.
खील बोलते हैं हम लोग।
Kheel, वही.
Okay.
We call it खील।
Okay, we call it khoi. So this is when you mix it with some sweet, it is called murki. So this is the murki. Basically this is something that you serve as a bhog only. So this is what I have tried to do with my plate.
And you forget about the lemon.
This is the Gondoraj Lebu, definitely. So Gondoraj Lebu is a speciality of Bengal only, and Gondoraj, if you would see, Gondoraj is not just something to top it. You can use it on chicken as well. There is Gondoraj chicken, there is Gondoraj mutton, there is Gondoraj tikka, and there is a juice that is also made with Gondoraj, that is called Gondoraj shorbat, which is like a lemon juice, but it is not that soda. The zest that there is with Gondoraj Lebu, that is added to so much in it that you won't even need soda. The smell is so good. It makes you feel that whatever this does, you smell it and you feel the same. That is the magic of Gondoraj.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank